have a Perrie Edwards inspired makeup tutorial. A few days ago I asked on my Twitter and I think also my Instagram what celebrity inspired makeup tutorial you'd like me to do, and I got so many requests for Perrie Edwards. I also got requested a few other celebrities too that I will do in the future because I love doing celebrity inspired tutorials. It's so fun and like challenging to kind of get it super right, and I don't know, I just loved her makeup, like the kind of like pinky lip and then this kind of like flared out like wing thing here, and then like the dark lower lash line with no lashes but really gorgeous bronzy skin, and I love the look so much. So give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this look, and I will see you soon. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is take my MAC Fix Plus, and recently I got the cucumber version. I just love everything to do with cucumber. I love cucumber, and when I seen that MAC came out with like all different fragrances of these or like scents or whatever, I had to go get one, and I got this when I was in Glasgow because my local MAC like is always out of stock and like everything instantly, whereas the one in Glasgow seemed to have like loads left. So I'm just going to refresh my skin with this. So whenever that's settled in, I have came onto the Nikkie Tutorials bandwagon with the Nivea Men Sensitive Post Shave Balm, and this is just a really good primer. If you watch Nikkie Tutorials you would know she always uses this, and it just has glycerin in it, and glycerin makes things stick to it, so obviously you want your foundation to stick to something for it to last all day and stuff. So I'm just taking some of this, and I got this for like, I think it was around £5 or £6 in Boots, so I was taking some on my fingers and just rubbing it all around my skin, and you literally only need the tiniest bit because the tiniest bit just seems to spread like all around your face. So, and it kind of does smell like men slightly, like it has like the most slightest scent, but whenever it dries in and like you get your foundation and stuff over top of it, literally though, like you cannot smell it after that, but I like the smell of it, it's not too bad. So this is the picture here that I'm working from. She looks really tan and glowy and her eyebrows are really thick, and then she has like a wing kind of smoky eyeliner kind of effect going on, and kind of like nude lips like, that are really overdrawn and stuff. But yeah, this is the picture that I'm going to work from. So I want to use like a foundation that's going to make myself look a little bit tanner, and as you can see my neck is darker than my face because I do self tan my body but not my face. So for my foundation I'm going to use the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, and this is the first time I've used this on camera, and I've been using this for around 2 weeks now. When I was in Glasgow I got a lighter shade just because the one that I do have is just for when I'm self-tanned, but the one that I have for when I'm self-tanned is 6.5, and the one for when I'm not self-tanned is 3.5. But I think I'm just going to stick with the darker one today actually because I am pretty dark, so I want to make sure my skin looks really tan and glowy, and I'm going to use this. I'm actually going to put in a little bit of my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal, and this is the liquid version. This is my first time trying this out, but I posted a picture of it on my Instagram and everyone said how amazing it was. So now I'm just taking some of my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk and just putting some dots of it around my face, and this is like the most, like this is by far one of my new holy grail favourites, and I know that it's super expensive and I will totally not be able to afford this like every month whenever it goes down, but I only really use it on like special occasions and when I want my skin to look perfect. So I'm just going to blend that in with my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, and this foundation just looks like skin, but yet still really like evens everything out and gives you an amazing coverage, and it does not cake up at all. Like I've applied so many layers of this before to make my skin look absolutely flawless, and no matter what, it doesn't cake up at all, which is good. Now I'm just going to go ahead and do my brows. I'm just using my Too Faced Bulletproof Brows in Universal Taupe, and I'm just going to do this off camera because you guys have seen me doing this a million times, so I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, so now that I have my foundation done, as you can tell, it just makes my skin look so flawless, and now it matches my neck and stuff, which is good. So now I'm going to go on to highlight my skin because Perrie has like a really big area right here which is just so bright and highlighted, like, and above her brows and stuff are really highlighted too. So I'm just going to be taking my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, and mine is in the shade Fair Neutral, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of this under my eyes. Not too much because I don't want it to look really intense, I just kind of want it to look really naturally highlighted but gorgeous at the same time. So, and I'm also going to apply some down my nose and then kind of just like above my eyebrow right here, and then also a little bit in the center of my forehead because she had like a really nice glow above her brows too, which was good. So I'm going to do that and then just blend it in with my Real Techniques sponge. So in the picture Perrie looked really glowy as well, and like really kind of like intensely contoured and bronzed. So I'm going to be using this for the first time, and this is the Kiko Makeup Milano Full Coverage Concealer in 07, and I'm going to use this as like a contour kind of bronzy shade. So I'm just taking this on a little synthetic brush and just taking some onto the brush and then just kind of like patting it along like my cheekbone area, and I'm not being really structured and like really intensely contouring with this because it kind of just looked like an all over bronzy glow in the picture. but I'm just like kind of running it along my cheeks, just along the top. And then I'm just going to take a duo fibre brush. So this one is just from Real Techniques, and I'm just going to blend it in. And I made sure not to set my concealer first because you don't want it to interfere with some powder, so leaving the creams all together, it'll make it blend a lot better as well. So I'm just really blending that out. And then I'm also going to slightly apply some just around my temples and then down the side of my nose. She had like a really intense contour on her nose. Blend it all in. So now what I'm going to do is set my under eyes, and recently I got the MAC Pro Shaping Powder in Emphasize, and this is by far one of my new favourites because the Anastasia Beverly Hills one kind of made my concealer go a little bit too yellow and it was still kind of dark for me, whereas this is just like an off-white colour and it has like some shimmers through it, like really like light kind of shimmery things through it, and it just really brightens your under eyes, and that's what we want. So I'm taking some of this onto this Sigma tapered highlight brush and I'm just really packing it into where we highlighted. You just want to pack it in really heavily to start off with, and then you can go in with a bigger brush just to further blend it all together. So to set the creamy contoury colour in place, I'm going to be taking my Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion in the darkest shade, which is 351, and oh my god, I just dug my nail in it. But what I'm doing is just taking some on the brush and just kind of doing like a really harsh line along my cheeks because she did have quite a lot of product along her cheekbone, so just want to keep on applying it. You're just going to keep on going back and forth along your cheeks and then also around your temples as well. And then also in the picture it kind of looks like she has some sort of blusher going on, but it's still really dewy and golden looking. So I'm going to take this colour here, and this is from NYX and it's actually broken right now, but it's a cream blush and it's in the shade Tickled, and I love this. I actually use this in my back to school tutorial just because it's so natural and dewy but still looks really pretty at the same time. And I'm just going to take it on this Real Techniques stippling brush, and the blusher is really kind of in her hairline and just kind of sits like right here rather than on the apples of the cheeks. So I'm just going to kind of stipple it just on the outer portion of my face, because usually I would kind of apply blush in my cheeks and kind of work it up the way, whereas hers is more lower down and it's more kind of closer to the ear rather than the nose. So I'm just going to really stipple that on. And then just to set that cream blush in place, I'm going to take this blush here from Makeup Geek, and it's in the shade Love Affair, so it's like a really kind of intense pinky colour, and I'm going to take literally the smallest bit of this, just do like one dab under the brush and then just kind of pat it around the sides of my cheeks. And then whatever's left on the brush, I'm just going to kind of rub it off on my arm and then just further blend it all together. And then to make sure everything is completely set in place, I'm going to take my Australis Fresh and Flawless powder in the shade Darkest Brown, which is not dark at all, but I'm just taking it on the Real Techniques powder brush and then just patting it all around my face to make sure everything's set in place, because powder is so essential, because whatever cream products you apply, you always want to set them with a powder, because then they're just going to sweat off or rub off throughout the day, because they're obviously creamy and like more kind of oily looking, so, and oily feeling as well, so you obviously want to set them with a powder to absorb all that oil to make sure they last all day. So this powder is amazing as well. You get it from the Australis website or on eBay if you want. So yeah, I'm actually just going to take some of my MAC spray again just to make sure all the powders are settled into my face. So I'm just going to spray some of this on like that, and that'll just really make all the powder sink into my skin and just to make it look not as like powdery and cakey looking. So okay, so now for eyes, I'm just going to take Orange Soda from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and what I'm doing is basically just putting this all over my whole eyelid, including my crease. I'm just kind of going really messy with it, and this is just going to act as like our base colour. So as you can see in the picture, she has like a really winged out eyeshadow, and it kind of just goes from the lower lash line and just kind of works its way to the outer corner of the brow. So that's what I'm going to do now, is kind of do that kind of flick now and then work on the eyeshadow on the actual lid, because there's more things kind of going on the lower lash line rather than the lid, but she does have some like inner corner highlight as well. But yeah, I'm just going to do the lower lash line bit now. So what I'm going to do is take this Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in Hot Scorch, and it's like a kind of bronzy, maroony kind of colour. I'll do a swatch just to show you. Kind of more on the bronze side, but it has some like golden like flecks through it, which is so pretty, and it's kind of similar to what she has on. So what I'm going to do is just run this along my lash line and kind of flick it out, and then we're going to kind of diffuse it more with a brush. So yeah. Then once you have that done on both eyes, you just want to go in with a little small pencil brush. This is from Nancy, and it's the Nancy pencil brush, and I'm just going to go in and really kind of smudge out all of this And when you feel like you get kind of a lot of product on the brush, you just want to wipe it off, because then you're kind of just smearing the product back and forth, whereas if you clean off the brush you are kind of taking some of the product away, which we want. So because you want it to look really smoky, whereas you need to kind of clean your brush to make it look smoky as well, because it'll just start to look kind of muddy if you don't. As you can see now, this eye looks a lot more kind of diffused and blended out, whereas this one's more kind of just stuck there. So now we're going to move on to this side and just blend this one out too. So then once you have that rough shape, you just want to go in again and just go over it. But I'm just going to leave that kind of shape there because I don't want it to apply too much and then it looking too harsh, but I do want the lower lash line to be a little bit more harsh. So I'm going back in with that pencil and just kind of just building up the colour and then just blending it out a little bit more. So now what I'm going to do is go in with my Naked Smoky palette, and this is the first time that I'm using this on my YouTube again. But if you guys want a more kind of tutorial review based around this palette, let me know, because so far I really like it. I've only used a few of the shades, but yeah. So what I'm going to do is mix between this one here, which is called Radar, which is like a bronzy colour, and I'm going to take Whiskey here, which is just like a matte brown. So I'm going to take a mix between the both and just kind of smoke it along where we've just applied some product. So what I'm doing is just setting my brush along and then just kind of bringing it up along like that. And then you just want to go in with a more kind of precision brush just to further blend everything out. Now what I'm going to do is take this colour here from Makeup Geek in the shade Frappe, and I'm just taking it on this MAC 217 brush, and I'm just kind of placing this right on the outer corner just to kind of give it a little bit more dimension and smokiness. So I'm just kind of taking it and applying it right just on the outer corner here, and then just kind of blending it on through the crease. Then you just want to go with a bigger blending brush to further blend everything out. So I actually want to make the edges of this a little bit sharper, so I'm just going to take a tiny bit of concealer onto my brush, like the tiniest bit ever, because you don't want to kind of start caking it off on the outer corner. But I'm just like literally applying the tiniest bit of concealer onto it, just like a little flat brush, and then just run it along the side. She also had a little bit of sparkle going on in the inner corner as well, so I'm going to take these two colours here, and this is from Essence, and this is the 3D shadow in Irresistible Vanilla Latte, and it just comes with two nice shimmery colours. I'm just going to take a mix between the both on just a little Nancy pencil brush again, and then what I'm doing is just placing this right into the inner corner. And then on her brow bone, it didn't really look shimmery at all, so I'm going to be taking this Makeup Forever Artist Shadow in UD92A, which is M530. Makeup Forever colours are really weird with numbers and stuff, but I'll try and find the actual name down below. But it's such a gorgeous creamy cream kind of colour, and what I'm doing is just placing this right under my brow bone. And I think this is one of my new favourite brow bone colours because it's just so creamy and buttery, and it's like such a gorgeous pigment. It just kind of looks like she has mascara on. It doesn't look like lashes at all, but she kind of has quite a lot of mascara on the lower lash line. So I'm going to be taking this one, and this is one of my new favourites at the moment, and it's from the drugstore, which is a plus, and it's the Maybelline Lash Sensational Lash Multiplying Mascara. It's so good, and literally, like, it's amazing. You guys need to go and try it out. So I'm going to place quite a bit of it on my lower lashes. My lower lashes are pretty long as well, so either way, like, lots of mascara always goes on them no matter what. Like, it's so hard not to apply like natural looking mascara on your lower lashes. So on her lips you can definitely tell that she's kind of overdrawn them. She has like a browny lip liner and like a pinky browny mauvey like lip colour on, but you can definitely tell that she's went over them with a lip liner. So I'm going to use this really brown colour, and this is Cork from MAC, and it's one of their lip pencils, and I'm just going to slightly overdraw my lips, just very slightly. And yeah, I'm going to just overdraw my lips because I wanted to make it look like as much inspired by her as possible. So, and then the side of her lips are slightly darker. And then for my lipstick, I'm going to be taking MAC's lipstick in Angel. So thank you so much everyone for watching, and give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy, and comment down below some other celebrities you do, and the most one that has commented and favorited and liked or whatever I will do next time. So yeah, so I really hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you soon. Bye! Mwah.